Hi guys, tuning in for my weekly update on learning to day trade penny stocks on the US market. So my first 3 months of trading with a small $300 account were green, and then this is my 4th month and I'm on a bit of a downswing. I'm still about $60 in profit, but most of my trades have been red. So the market's been super quiet this week, and I have dabbled in playing some day one gappers, even though I said a few videos back I was going to commit to not trading them this month because I'm not very good at them and I wanted to focus on my prime setups where I have days in advance to plan. But my prime setups haven't been in play, so I've tried to adapt and try some day one gappers, even though the market hasn't been giving much opportunity there, and I'm not very good at them as well. So yeah, as I say, I've taken a lot of red trades this month. So it's my first time experiencing so many red trades and seeing a decline in my setups being in play. That's a bit of a reality check that trading could be hard. So I think I got off to such a strong start in my first 3 months that now seeing when the markets change, the same setups that were working aren't necessarily in play now, and you have to back off, you have to adapt, you have to downsize, and seeing my account go down and the feelings of fear and loss start to compound and the pressure not to take another red trade comes in. So it's been a bit of a tough month and I'm just trying to manage the emotional side of it. I know I'm on small size, but I do take it seriously because I know if I can't make it work on small size, I can't possibly be successful on larger size and actually make money from this. So yeah, that's been the week so far, and I'm going to analyse a trade that I took, which was for a 3rd day surge setup. I tried to play it and I entered it several times and I lost. It didn't work out the way I thought it would, so let's go to the chart. So the ticker was DFLI, and this is its run up here. It's had a 2-day run on high volume, and it's gone from around about 17 cents up to 67. So it was up almost 300% over the past 2 days. And I was looking to play this for a 3rd day surge setup, as I said. So what I'm looking for is high volume, which it had here, almost 700 million in volume. A nice drop off in volume on day 2. Where shorts can get trapped from day 1, which it had, and for it to kind of hold its gains on its day 2, and then looking for like a volume to come in on day 3 and squeeze the shorts out, so they have to cover and push the price up. And this was an okay setup for that. The only downsides, I guess, which are definitely things to consider, is it would have been better if it held its gains more, somewhere around here. And even on day 1, it's the higher it can hold its gains, the better. On day 2, I think it retraced about 44%, something like that. So ideally, it would have been somewhere up here on day 2. And also 3rd day surge patterns, they've not been in play at the moment, and they are like a seasonal thing. So when they're on, they're on. When they're not, they're not. And they're not at the moment. So it's definitely something to consider. So if I go to the intraday chart on the 5 minute, yeah, so that's its day 1, day 2, day 3, and then this is the day I'm looking to play it for a surge. So I liked that it kind of here it just kind of based somewhere and hadn't lost too much of its gains. As I said, it would have been nicer if it was a little bit higher, but it's kind of looking like an okay setup to me. So I'm playing it on this day here, and I can see the day before it's based out at around 37 cents, and that's kind of where I've got to risk from. That's where it's decided to base. And then going back to after hours over here, yeah, it's got a little bit of resistance there. I wouldn't say it's, massively significant, but it is an area of interest, so I'm going to go with that. So let's go on to the 1 minute chart. So I'm looking at it pre-market, and it's sort of holding this area. I think I got in actually quite soon. I was kind of like, I want to get in on this. risking off here. So I only put $38 on this trade. As I say, I think my confidence has been a bit knocked this month because things haven't been working out. So most of my trades have been sort of $20, $30, just until I can sort of see things come back into play. So yeah, I got in around 38 was my entry, risking off that 0.3693, and it cut that risk level, so I had to automatically cut the trade and take a loss on there. And I have seen setups recently where they're reclaiming the risk and then they're doing what they're supposed to do, so I did have my eyes open for that scenario, and it did reclaim my risk and I did re-enter, and I thought I'm still going to risk off that low there, even though potentially should be now risking off there, but my thesis was it should hold this level. So I re-entered again at the same price, 38 cents again. As we can see, it broke again, so I cut the trade again, and then could see it was like holding this level before market opened. So I thought I'm going to take one last stab at this, and this time I am going to risk off this low pre-market. And again, I managed to get in it around the same price, 38 cents, and waited for market to open, as you can see here. And now I had a stop loss in place, so I'm nice and safe, and it broke that and I was out of the trade. So, you know, I don't mind taking it. It's an okay setup, I think. You know, maybe I'm missing something really key here. Probably that this setup isn't in play at the moment. That's probably really key. And yeah, took it 3 times, took 3 losses on it. Didn't work out. As I said, I was hoping for some volume to come in on this day and squeeze out the shorts that had sized in according to volume on this day that are stuck in it. Once volume comes in, they can get squeezed, and that's what can push the stock up. Wasn't a prime setup, but nothing's really been that prime this month. So this is kind of one that I thought was at least a little bit interesting maybe. And, you know, good to show the losses as well as the wins as well. So yeah, that's the trade. So although it's been a tough month, I'm going to end on some positives. So number one is I can cut my losses quickly, and that's something that a lot of traders find very difficult, but I've adopted that quite easily. I don't like taking losses, but I have my stop losses in place all the time. So I manage my risk really well, and I'm happy with that part of it. Even though I need to assess why I'm taking the red trades and try and fix that, at least I can control my risk and what I'm losing. Secondly, I decided to start to learn to day trade with a small $300 account until I can hit consistency. And although I do feel the stress of taking losses, it's not crippling enough that it's going to knock my confidence not to keep trading. So it's just part of the learning process, and I'm really glad that I decided to do it on small size. And finally, having a down month, it is pushing me to get better, to learn more, to add more strings to my bow, find different setups, find more edge, and just become a better trader. So it could be my first red month in July. Let's see, there's a few more days left in the month, so I'll update you next Sunday on how I finished the month. Thanks for watching as always. Catch you next Sunday.